God bless you and welcome back, WME family. I have, of course, with me again a very special guest. We have Pastor Mark Brand from Antioch Church.
Yes.
And Pastor, on our last program, we were sharing about something that happened in the church.
Yes, we had some upheaval in our city, and on Saturday night, some people assaulted our building, tried to set fire to it, seriously vandalized it. I think we have a video clip we're going to show.
We have some pictures, yes. And you can literally see people breaking chairs into the glass window and literally trying to ransack the church and destroy it.
Yes, they were. They came in, they tried to set fire to it and then stopped. We don't know why. We know it was very late at night, the middle of the night. Our alarm system, the motion detectors were telling us what was happening. But the next morning on Sunday, we were there cleaning up. It was right when COVID first clamped things down in our city, and you could not have more than 10 people at a time in a room. So we were doing a live stream from our lobby, our coffee shop lobby. There are large windows, and that gave us natural light. We had simple equipment. And as we were cleaning up, Brother Daniel, I looked over and I saw the holes in the glass big enough to walk through. And suddenly, I just felt the Lord nudge my heart. The Holy Spirit gave me an idea. And I've learned, by the way, that every miracle that God does begins with the Holy Spirit giving someone an idea or giving someone an instruction. And so I said to our tech team, I looked at those holes in the windows. We have apartments across the train tracks, the DART train, the commuter suburban train. And I knew the people were going to be hearing the sound of our loudspeakers even from inside the building because of the holes in the windows. And I said, go downstairs in the basement, get the largest speakers you can find, take them over to the holes in the windows, point them outward, and turn the volume up as loud as it will go. Because I want the people outside to hear us. I want them to hear us pray and worship, talk about Jesus, me minister the word, and know we're not mad, we're not angry, we're not vindictive. We're not going to return evil for evil. We're going to overcome evil with good. I also wanted them to know, frankly, that we weren't intimidated. And as we begin to worship the Lord, and the sound of our worship and our prayer begin to go through those windows and waft down the skyscraper canyons of downtown, we're right among the tallest buildings in our city. Street people started walking through the holes in the windows and coming in our building and coming up to listen outside. The first person to come inside was a young lady that we got to know. My daughter helped disciple her. She was 20. She had been in foster care. And the day she turned 18, the state stopped paying her foster parents, and they literally threw her out. And she was on the street at 18. Well, you can imagine what happened. She became sexually trafficked, became addicted, was in a terrible shape. She came in, I'm sitting in a chair with an iPad on a stand, and she sat down off camera at the foot of the stand. And I'll never forget it, Daniel, as I was just talking about Jesus, ministering hope and the love of God, the tears started rolling down her face and dripping off her cheeks. We had a wonderful service. And after it was over, we had to board up the windows for security purposes. The next morning, I called the glass company, and they told us there's been so much glass broken out across America in the last few days because of the violence across the country. It's going to be 3 to 6 months before we can repair your windows. So the next Sunday, we came back to do our live stream, and instead of having nice natural light, it was dark, like a closet. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. We didn't have good lighting, stage lighting and so forth in our coffee shop. And the Holy Spirit gave me another idea. I said, let's run some extension cords, and I'll sit out front of our building on the train station platform and do my live stream out there. We can put a speaker where they can hear the music. We took a keyboard out there, we worshiped. People started getting off the train and stopping and listening, and some people, even passers-by, would begin to worship the Lord, and people. So we had such a powerful time that I said to our team, we're going to do this every week until we get our windows fixed. And we started having people come to Jesus. We had water baptisms outside. It was one of the funnest things I've ever done. And about 6 weeks into it, a man came and sat down in the back who would rather remain anonymous. I didn't know him, but he came up to me after the service and introduced himself. He's one of the very richest people in Dallas, owns a bunch of buildings downtown. And he came to me and he said, could I feed these people next week? I said, sure. He said, I'll have a food truck here. You won't even see an invoice. And the next Sunday, he had a food truck, and after our live stream that had turned into a service, we had to start putting out folding chairs because a lot of people would stop for a moment, but some people would stay, and we wanted to provide them with hospitality. Even though we had not anticipated a service, we thought it would just be a live stream. After that first Sunday, when he fed the people, he came to me and said, could I do it again next week? I said, sure. About 6 Sundays into it, he came to me and he said, I've been looking for a place where I can help hurting people, where I can see where my money is going and the good that it's doing. He said, I will do this as long as you want to do it. I'll feed up to 500 people every Sunday. It's been 2.5 years. He has the caterer from one of the fanciest hotels in Dallas cook a hot meal every Sunday. And we serve between 200 and 250 homeless people every Sunday a meal from one of the finest hotels in Dallas. And I've never seen an invoice. I've never seen a bill.
Isn't that beautiful, Pastor? What the devil meant for evil, God turned it around for good.
He did.
And what the devil meant to bring intimidation, to bring fear, to stop the work of God, has actually increased the work of God.
Yes.
And the unstoppable power of the Holy Spirit is, you're seeing the fruit.
Well, we are. And one of the wonderful things that's happening, and we can perhaps talk about this in our next time together, is we've seen a release of supernatural provision in the midst of major financial challenges. At the very time that our church income, because of COVID and different things, dropped by 45%, God brought us someone that is helping us feed between 200 and 250 people every Sunday, and I've never seen a bill. None of that money goes through our church, but it all is spent because of our church.
The work of the Holy Spirit. When a church responds to hate with love, when a church and the believer responds by doing what Jesus would want us to do, and to respond with love, to respond with the love of God. We're going to come back. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be back with a part 3 with Pastor Mark Brand from Antioch Church. God bless you.
At the heart of everything World Missionary Evangelism does is reaching out and saving the lost through sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. We do this through native missionaries. Right now, we have many native missionaries who need sponsors. That's right, partners just like you, who will help them become full-time workers for Christ. That provides this native missionary with the ability to give his life full-time to gospel outreach. We also need Bible, and that allows us to share the word with those we reach in the mission field. The evangelism in World Missionary Evangelism is not just a part of our name. It defines our mission, our focus, and is at the heart of everything we do.